I just told those guys in there how proud I am of them. Been through a lot, but they're a resilient bunch. Worried a little bit about how loose they were early, especially today, and shoot around and whatnot, but it's a fine line. I'd rather have that than the alternative, so kind of had to check them a little bit. But they're having fun together. They're enjoying these last few games, and we got a lot to play for. We talked about that 2 or 3 times this week in terms of how much we have to play for, fighting for that first-round bye in Kansas City. So proud of them, that they really responded in the second half. And the big key to me from day one, especially with this team, is taking care of the basketball. We had 5 first half turnovers, and that's pretty good in itself, and only 1 in the second half. So we really took care of the ball, and it's a possession battle in so many ways. So if we can take care of the ball, get some extra possessions, which you got a lot more extra possessions in the second half, which really helped us.
Josh, it seemed like in that first half, you guys just couldn't kind of get over that hump. You would get it down, they would build it back up to 4. What maybe changed for you guys in that second half that allowed you to kind of slowly build out that lead?
Well, Sandin, I believe is what his name. I mean, he was on a heater. So, I've watched these guys a lot, and you never know which guy's going to step up. I mean, last week against BYU, it was Best had 18 points in his first game of the year. So they're kind of hard to pinpoint, and in terms of who to key on. So we kind of got to go into the game with less of a game plan and more of a let's see how it goes. And we did some things defensively to keep the ball out of his hands in the second half, which slowed him a bit, and he tried to force some things, which played into our hands. But we got a lot more aggressive, especially in our ball screen coverage, not only with him but with number 1. So we knew we had to switch some things up, but I certainly was glad that he cooled off a little bit.
How much of a difference maker is Ezra, knowing that he kind of attacks the rim and trying to go after the ball that way?
I mean, the way I like to coach, and I like to play inside out. So I think we had probably a record number of post touches this year. I'd have to look back, but I'd really like to shrink the floor, especially with all the shooters we have out there. If we can shrink the floor and punch the paint early, a lot of those shooters are going to get better looks. So that's something we really targeted for this game.
Coach, you end up outdoing them by 28 points in the paint. You get them on the boards. And, I mean, it's not the first time you've outdone guys on the boards, but just how satisfying was it to be able to see you go in, be able to execute that part of your game?
Very. I mean, there's some games that we're punching the paint and we're just, it feels like they're out there playing Plinko. The ball just keeps on bouncing around and it's not going in the hole. So the fact that we were way more aggressive at the rim and playing, like I like to say, playing with force and finishing around the rim, it was really refreshing to me. So, shot the ball really well tonight and has a lot to do with, shrinking the floor.
Coach, 99-73 is a dominant victory, and you did allude to, that there's this line of being too casual and having a little too much fun, but it seemed to be working. Like, it seemed like everyone was kind of hitting their stride there, and through these leadership changes and you leading the way and your guys having to answer and finish the season strong, just what is something that you like most about this group of guys right now that seems to be working on this stretch here?
It's a great group of guys. I mean, they have a great chemistry in the locker room, and they really cheer for one another. And there's not a bunch of guys that are out there for themselves. And in situations like this, people can look to the future and say, I'm going to prove my value, whether it be here or for wherever they choose to go. So the fact that they're still locking in on their teammates shows just the character of the guys that Coach Smith brought into this program. They're fighting for one another, and they're a little loose, but that's a fine line, especially in situations like this. I want them to have fun and enjoy it because it goes fast.
Coach, you guys shot over 70% from the free throw line tonight, 19 for 27. A big part of that was Ezra going 11 of 14. How big has that been able to convert the charity stripe in a spot like this?
So don't jinx it. We need those extra points, and doing a couple different things in practice. But I'm not saying that's a reason. But having the right guys at the line is certainly helpful.
Sticking with Ezra, he drew 7 fouls and was an already weak front court for Arizona State with a couple injuries. What was the impact that he had on kind of forcing those bigs to play bigger?
Ezra's really he's a load. He really is, and if he can just pick his spots in terms of when he's attacking, and sometimes you'll get him to the point where he kind of over dribbles at times, and I got a little uncomfortable a couple times when he's out there handling it, and we just need to get to the right guy and run our offense. But and they're also trying to bait him into jump shots. But if I can keep him checked and play to his strengths. We're a really good basketball team because he is a load to handle down there.
Coach, in a situation like this, as you kind of alluded to with players looking forward to the future, fan base can do that as well. How good was it to see the Huntsman, fill up and still get that fan support in a moment like this?
No, it means everything, especially to these guys. It means a lot to me too. Don't get me wrong, but to support these guys, I've only been here 8 months. A lot of these guys, Gabe's been here 4 years, and he's given everything he had for this program. So I challenge Ute Nation to come out here on Tuesday and give these guys the full support that they deserve. The way they've handled everything through this situation is so admirable. So I thank them for coming out, and I hope they keep showing that support for these guys through this transition.
Ezra, 25 points, 11 of 14 from the free throw line. How good did that feel?
Real upset I missed those 3. That's good though. I'm just continue to challenge myself every day to, continuously work on my free throws. I think my confidence is just, getting higher. I stopped listening to people trying to change my free throw routine. So it's just me in the room.
Keanu, you've been able to put together the last couple of games, especially some pretty significant minutes and some production. Has there anything changed for you, or kind of what's allowed you to kind of have that quote unquote breakthrough?
Really just trying to find my flow, I guess. My teams are doing a good job getting me involved, keeping my energy up. Even I had a little rough stretch when I first checked in the game. My teammates did a good job of just keeping me going. So just finding that flow.
Pretty tough in that first half to kind of separate for either one of you guys. What changed in the second half that allowed you guys to kind of get in that spurt, build it up slowly, and then kind of take away?
But I think it's just intensity. We just continuously to encourage each other and take it to the next level. I know we got the advantage with the altitude, so we use that to our advantage. But, that's not the reason. Just the intensity, the encouragement, the leadership, that everybody's, stepping up on the road. So I think that's the big thing. We
talked to 2 of your teammates yesterday about just kind of wanting to finish the season strong the way that it should have been. When you've got a number 8 seed that you could potentially get in the Big 12 tournament, is that a motivating factor for you guys, or is there other motivating factors for you to kind of finish out this season?
I think that's a cool factor for sure, to get that bye. But I think the most important thing is just to continue to challenge ourselves every game, and not look too far ahead. Because at the end of the day, we got to take it game by game.
Keanu, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on Josh Eilert and the role that he's played in keeping the group together and playing today.
Yeah, he's done a good job, kind of getting thrown into the same situation as last year, really unexpected. But he's done a good job of just letting everybody play free. And, we understand that it's not really a situation we all plan for, but we can really make the best out of it and do something special and finish strong.
Sure.
Yeah, speaking of something special, 99-73 is a dominant victory with coaching changes and leadership changes going on within your program. Just take me through this group of guys that are able to execute this, and either of you can answer this, but a lot of credit to Josh Eilert for pushing you guys to do your thing. But also I could tell you guys were out there vibing and feeling good. Just what has gone into that and having you guys kind of find your stride?
Let me go. All right. I'll be the big brother. I just think, again, a lot of things just be, energy, encouragement. A lot of things off the court that we do, spending time with each other and just continue to motivate each other. I think that is so important to keep that confidence throughout the whole team, the coaching staff. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We know business is business, but we have to continue to move forward because we still have the opportunity in our, in our way. And, we're trying to aim for the most high, and the sky's the limit. So, again, just continue to, just show up every day, keep going every day, motivate each other every day, encourage each other every day. You know what I'm saying? I just think the small details matter in this type of situation. So that's it.
Ezra, you've got the Runnin' Utes jersey on. You were a key part of that 13-0 run in the second half. What was working defensively to shut ASU down in that 3 or 4 minutes?
Boy, we had to stop number 3. That boy was going. So I think, we challenged ourselves with one-on-one defense for sure. I think that was a big key. And, we took the challenge, and we tried to shut down number 3 because we see that was their go guy. He had 20 points in the first half, and, we kind of slimmer it down in the second half. So they're just taking that challenge to stop him and let they bigs play, and I think it worked out.
With the way this week has gone, what did it mean to the team to be able to see Brady get a bucket? What does that kind of do for this team?
It means a lot. Not only because he still is Coach Smith's son, but he's just a good person to be around. He's a good teammate. He's on the scout team. He does a good job with that. And then even on the bench, he does a good job of just encouraging the team and bringing the energy up. So it was a special moment for sure.
It's been a great rebounding team all season long. How did it feel to come in today, out-rebound ASU by 11, and really use that size to your guys' advantage today?
It was good. Obviously, we have a lot of bigger players, and not even just in the forward position, but we have big guards. We have 7-footer. So I think that's just something we could really build on. And if we can win the rebounding battle each game, I think it gives us a better chance every game.
I just want to ask both of you guys how much fun you're having flying high and throwing down, because my goodness, one after another, these highlights were just slam, 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 and you two seem to be the spearheads on that. So just take me through. Are you guys practicing this kind of stuff?
We just be, slightly competing against each other. These are my little brothers, so, just trying to, we just having fun, though, competing. We got 2 more games to go and then plus the conference, so just to continue and compete, make fun of each other.